Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Circle Farm. Today we are going to be planting up porch planter pots. These are a heavy-duty ceramic glaze pot. They are frost resistant, so they're good for your patio all season long. We've got some different annual flowers that I'm going to put in the pots today. However, throughout the season, if the plants or whatever are just not doing well, or they've reached their peak, you'll be able to take those out and replace. And then you'll be able to reuse these next year. Okay guys, so some flowers we're going to use today. Today we have a double rose petunia. It's a really beautiful petunia. It's going to get about 10 inches high here, say, and it's just going to give a beautiful foliage, even spilling out along the edge. Then we've got some ivy over here, and then we have some verbena, and I've got a pink and a white to just give it a little more height as the overall. Another plant we're going to be working with today, some people call it the mosquito plant. It's citronella, so it has more of like a citrus smell. So we're going to add them to a few of our pots. So follow us along. I'm going to plant up 10 of them, and then we'll come back. This is our medium in our target wardrobe, and this is where I'm pulling the extra soil from the plant. Okay, we have 4 pots here now. Like I said, we got some ivy, we got verbena, we got some old double rose petunia, and some have the citronella, also called the so I'm going to move these off, and then we're going to plant more. This is our grower medium. It is the Pro Mix BX with the fungicide in it and other additives for moisture retention. We're continuing on with our ceramic pots that are glazed and frost resistant. I wanted to show you some cute little pot. These are not attached to the pots, so you have the option to purchase these with the pots or without. It's just a cute little add-on. We have a few different selections, and we're going to go on and continue adding in citronella, mosquito plant, and double rose petunia, some ivy, and some foxglove. I'm going to add in some little foxgloves. They're little bitty right now, so they're going to take a little bit, but they'll get about, 10 inches. So the double rose petunia here is really, really pretty. One thing I didn't mention earlier is that when the citronella plant gets much larger, it will send out small little purple-like looking flowers. So it will really look good with the purple double rose petunia. And then for added height, I'm going to add in my little baby foxglove. It will grow and it will give an overall height appearance that will look real good. They're just still in their little plugs, so they're not very big yet. But he'll come on. And then we're going to add in a calibracholia, callies, however you want to call them. This is a beautiful light pink, peachy yellow, and it kind of goes into more of a light purple later on, so that'll just give it some overall spill. And then we're going to add in our ivy to the side to give an overall spill effect for everything. We're going to do several of these. I'm cleaning up the plant as I go to, as I'm potting it. We do not have a greenhouse at this time, so all of our plants are very well established to the cooler temperatures right now. Even though they are, we are still a little cool here in Kentucky, they are very hardy at this moment, which is good because they're not coming straight out of a greenhouse ready to be set out on your porch or in your hanging baskets. Let's add us in another double petunia. These will be for sale. Of course, we are for sale local. We are not set up to do any shipping or anything. But if you are local to Kentucky in the Lincoln County, Waynesburg area, I will link our Facebook page to it. That way you can see where we're going to be set up at various farmers markets this year and different locations. I'm going to add in verbena to these. I think that'll give it overall pretty height and just some texture of smaller flowers. And then right up here in the front, we're going to get us another calibracholia. And we're going to get a little more grower medium here. Okay, we got a few more planter pots here. This is going to be our deep red geranium. We're going to pair it with our red velvet wave petunia. It's a really, really, really pretty deep red. It's not a burgundy. It really looks like red velvet. We don't have any completely in bloom right now, but when we do, we'll be sure to bring footage of that. Then we have our Blackie sweet potato vine that we're going to add to this. These are our planter pots. And then we're going to add our Yallacallis. This is going to give the overall spill effect with that Blackie and give it all over little pop of color. And we've got our little bitty turtle with his little bitty sunflower. We've got here on the edge. Like I said, these can be sold with or without. Alright, next here is another one of our planter pots, and we're going to put in our dark red geranium. Very, very pretty. And, oh, here's a little bit of our red wave petunia. It's not the full color yet, but it's just really, really beautiful. Get a little more grower medium here. We've been really pleased so far with our growing medium on the moisture retention. The plants seem to be doing really, really well, so that is very good. Our Blackie sweet potato vine. Our cats are throwing a fit if you can hear that. We have Tommy and Ash. Ash was born here and Tommy showed up. We might be able to get them into the video later on. And then this is our Yalla Callie. These two pots here, we are going to be doing the just the lighter color sweet potato vine to the side. We are going to add in our citronella, like I said, mosquito plant, if that's what you want to call it. Kind of put it off center there. We're going to pair it with our dark red velvet wave petunia. Put them all in here. And to the side, we're going to add our white verbena. We're going to make up 2 of these. Okay, I thought I'd come back on here and give just a moment to kind of talk about some plant care. So, how are we going to keep these plants in this container? And it's roughly about 8 inches. You don't want any more than 3 to 4 plants. So 4 plants maximum. You can add an extra or 2. Well, I wouldn't add 2 more, but an extra one. But you need to remember that this container, it has what it has inside. So it's not going to get any other nutrients unless you give it to it. It's not going to get any water unless you give it water. It's not in the soil gaining the nutrients. So that is one thing you need to take in consideration throughout the growing season. In this container alone, you've got a geranium, you've got a wave petunia, and you've got a callie here. These are very heavy feeders. They bloom very heavy, and in order to continue that bloom and that wonderful, beautiful flowers all through the season, they're going to need some help. So you can go to your local garden center or Lowe's, Miracle Grow. There's several different types. You can do liquid, you can do granulated. The liquid probably is the easiest for most people. Get an overall blooming plant food for this type of container and just follow the instructions. Don't overwater and don't underwater your plant. Usually if you stick your finger in the pot here about a ½ inch, if it's dry, then it needs a little bit of water. My husband and my son set me up a garden tank. Now, I use a specific formula for my tank here, and I fill it up and I follow the instructions, and I go around with my wand, and I go around and I water the pots, the hanging baskets, the various containers I have. I'm very diligent in making sure that they are getting the nutrition that they need to thrive and grow big. We do mix it up in here, and you know, we do stir and everything. It has a top that comes off, mixes. It's also hooked up to the battery, so when you turn it on, it has got a pump that comes on. You can hear it a little bit there. I don't want to turn on the gator here and be too loud. And then we fill it up to the gallons. This is a 40-gallon tank, and yes, there are some days that I will use it twice, depending on what time of the year it is. I grow a lot of flowers. Also in this tank, we use a water-soluble fertilizer for the flowers, and you mix it to the specifications on the package, and then you mix it up, and this is what I use in this tank.